Hi, my name is Marie Wolfe, and I am a painter and sculptor, and most of my work at this time is leaning towards abstract art. I get my inspiration from nature, mostly. I spend a lot of time in nature and have spent a lot of time in nature. People, my interactions with people. Basically, a lot of looking at other artwork and old artists from the past. Inspiration comes also with mood. It comes with feeling. What's going on politically has inspired me this last year. This pandemic this last year inspired a whole new set of work. Most of the work in this show has been done since February of this last year. And just feeling how I feel. I've retired and I really appreciate and love art and wanted to move in that direction. I've done a lot of different types of art: glass lampwork, bead making, clay, ceramic, pottery, bookmaking from scratch. And after just starting to observe what I noticed in museums and galleries as I traveled, and I just kept thinking, gosh, I wish I could do that. Sometime about a year ago, I picked up the book 9th Street Women on the expressionist movement, abstract expressionist movement, and the 5 most influential women of that movement. And I was glued and stuck to it for the year or the length of time it took me to go through it. And I decided to start playing around, and that's how I started. I think being an ex-pastry chef of so many years, I like the texture of working with coal wax and oil, even though several of these are my first attempt at acrylic. And I had a hard time with acrylic after working with coal wax and oil, but the same thing with texture and creaminess of the paint. And I love to mix my own colors. So I'll spend probably an hour starting with the straight color and making a whole bunch of shades. And so I think I saw a painting, I saw something in pink, and I said, and I was feeling good. It was probably a political thing or the time of the month where things were happening in our country or something that made me happy. I was happy, and I decided I'm gonna do pink. And I did all these pink paintings literally probably in a week or a week and a half of each other, where I decided pink, shades of pink, and I wanted something with shades of pink. And when I did one, but this one happens to have collage in it, and this one is wax and oil. And I thought, I've never done collage before. I'm a newer painter of 2.5 years, so everything is kind of an experiment. So I thought, okay, I can do collage. And then I decided to try on canvas. My collages and my oils are all done on wood supports, where I started doing acrylic on canvas, which was a new medium for me. The pink brought me joy, and the shades of pink. There was such a stigmatism. I don't wear pink, but I like shades of pink. I don't wear true value colors. I wear shades of those colors. And so I started mixing colors and came with this whole selection of joyful paintings. When I looked around and I saw them on the walls, I all of a sudden had this overwhelming feeling like I've arrived, like they looked different, they looked real, they looked professional. I have a habit of covering up my paintings after a period of time because I'm so excited about what I'm doing. I'm really into creating what I'm doing. Then all of a sudden, months later, I'll just look at them and, okay, that wasn't that great, or that wasn't that good, or that doesn't inspire me anymore, or I just don't feel what I was feeling when I was doing it. So several of these paintings have 2 or 3 paintings underneath. No more than that, but 2 or 3 where I just decided to cover the entire painting. I have a photograph of it and I go back and go, oh, how did I do that? Why did I cover up that painting? But I actually like what I've done. And then putting them on the walls, they just looked bigger and grander, not bigger in size, but just more impactful. I felt more of an emotional impact by looking at them on the walls. These 2 are my latest works, done shortly about a month ago. And traditionally I've been painting in dark and in striking colors and striking shapes, and I tend to go a little forceful at the beginning, and there was something that came over me perhaps last month where I wanted to do softer, and I wanted to do, again, they both have influences of landscape and nature, but I didn't want so much description and depiction of nature that you had to really pull some subject out of it. And so I did them both within the same time period of each other. again covering up something else, and you may not be able to see it in the video, but there's several deep textures in these paintings. But I was looking for softness, I was looking for a gentleness, and I was looking for something more out of the heart on a softer level, more dream-like, if that's an expression, dream-like. Basically, they came out of me pretty quickly, and when something comes out of me pretty quickly, I try not to correct. And so I didn't do much correction with these at all. This piece I recently did, and to start off, I started my feet in sculpture about 9 years ago at As If with Claudia Jeffers, and also decided to take some classes in clay at the college. But left alone all that work over the 9 years as I was working my way through life. I didn't do sculpture after that. And just recently I decided to begin to study with Deborah Bridges, master sculptor and teacher. And this is the first piece that has come out of me. And I really don't know how it happened other than the instruction that I got, but the face and the features, they came right out of my heart. I wanted to do an African-American woman. This piece has been bisqued and then fire pit burned, which created the black and the white. The clay was white when she started, and obviously it burned in several places, which is uncontrollable. So if I don't like what I see, I have the option to re-bisque her and do it again. But I am sitting with her the way she is. Her name is Truth. I got that from Sojourner Truth, who was a slave. The name of the piece is Ain't I a Woman, which is a speech that Sojourner Truth gave in 1857, if I'm correct. I don't know for sure. So I love working with clay, and now it's a whole new thing for me to mix the clay and the sculpture with what I'm doing with painting. I think they can actually complement each other. All the things that I do, I think, actually complement each other. The glass work, the paper work, the painting, and the sculpture. I try to draw. It's more of an emotional thing for me. If I feel like sculpting, I'm going to sculpt. If I feel like painting, I'm going to paint. So I may let this alone for a while, and I may go back. But this is my first real and my first figurative face of work. I have a lot of people who say to me, everything is so different. Why is it so different? So I check myself to see, why am I not able to do a series and just stick with it? I admire like Denise Way, who can do a series and continue to go after it. And I think my nature is to constantly experiment, and my nature is to want to see new, and my nature is to see different. And so as I study art online mostly these days, because that's what we're left with, I find myself looking at all sorts of art and going, wow, I really like that. I want to experiment with that. And the minute I experiment with it, I see something else and go, I want to experiment with that. And so, as you can see, you'll go through my paintings on the walls and everything is completely different, because I liked that style, and then all of a sudden I like that style, and then that's softer, and then I like texture this time around even deeper than what I'm doing. So I have been leaning, and did lean towards the beginning of my, starting to paint with abstract and abstract impressionism. And I think I'm just moving into abstract, and my hope is to maybe study some figurative work along the line. My website is mariewolfe.com, and you will see shades of everything that I have done, and Instagram at mariewolfe polymedia art.